Cara, do you have a moment? I need to talk to you about something. Vivian, what's going on? What do you need to talk about? You work at a law office, right? Something related to lawyers? Yeah, I'm a legal secretary for a law office. Why? Is something wrong? Well, I was wondering if the lawyer you work for is experienced with divorce cases. Divorce? My boss doesn't specialize in that, but I could find someone who does. Do you know someone going through a divorce? No, it's not someone I know. It's me. I'm the one getting a divorce. Wait, what? You? You and Ben? You're joking, right? I wish I was, but no, it's real. That's why I reached out. I remembered that you work at a law firm, and I thought maybe you could help me find a good divorce lawyer. I can't believe this. You and Ben have been together since high school. You two were always so close. What happened? It's complicated. Let's just say we had a huge fight, and there's no going back from it. A fight? A fight so bad that it's leading to a divorce? What on earth happened? Like I said, it's complicated. Things have been building up for a while, and yesterday everything just exploded. There's no fixing it. I don't even know what to say. This is so sudden, but I guess if it's really over, there's not much I can do. I'll talk to my boss and see if he can refer you to someone. That would be great, thank you. Are there any specific things you need to discuss with the lawyer? Like, do you need help figuring out what to do before the divorce is finalized? Or are you concerned about how to divide assets? If you let me know in advance, I can make sure you get the right advice. Actually, there's one thing I really need to know about. I want to understand how alimony works. Alimony? Wait a second, that means Ben did something wrong, didn't he? He cheated. No way, that doesn't sound like him. No, it wasn't Ben. It was me. What? Yeah, I'm the one that cheated. Hold on. You? You're the one who had an affair? Yeah. Vivian, are you serious right now? I am. Ben found out yesterday, and we had a huge fight. After that, there was no going back. So we decided to get a divorce. I can't believe this. You cheated? I know, it's a lot. Vivian, I don't even know what to say. I mean, I just assumed that if you were asking about alimony, it meant Ben did something terrible. But if you were the one who had an affair, well, that's why I need to know more. I want to understand how alimony works in a situation like mine. Specifically, I want to know if there's a way to reduce it. Reduce it? Wait, are you talking about Ben paying you alimony? Of course, that's how it works, right? The woman gets alimony. Hold on, you think you're getting alimony? Even though you're the one who cheated? Well, yeah, that's how it usually works, isn't it? No, that's not how it works. Alimony isn't some automatic thing women get just because they're women. It depends on who's at fault, and in this case, you're the one who had an affair. But I still need money. I mean, just because I'm getting divorced doesn't mean I won't have financial needs, and I'm only working part-time. Vivian, are you hearing yourself right now? You cheated on your husband, and now you want him to pay you alimony? I mean, yeah, why not? Because that's not how this works. Alimony is for the spouse who is financially dependent and also not at fault. You're the one who broke the marriage. Why would Ben have to pay you? Wait, so you're saying I don't get anything? Exactly. You don't get alimony if you were the one who caused the divorce. If anything, you might have to pay Ben. What? Women can be ordered to pay alimony? Of course. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. If you're the one who cheated, you're the one responsible. But I'm the one getting divorced. Doesn't that mean I should get something? No, that's not how this works at all. I don't understand. I always thought that when couples get divorced, the woman gets financial support. That's not how the law works. If you had been faithful and Ben had just decided to leave you, then maybe you could argue for alimony. But in this case, you're the one who caused the divorce. You don't get rewarded for that. But that doesn't seem fair. Fair? Are you serious right now? You cheated and now you expect Ben to pay for your future? That's beyond unfair. But I'll have expenses after the divorce, and I'm planning to marry the guy I had an affair with. It's not like I can afford to lose all financial support. Wait. You're telling me you already have plans to marry the guy you cheated with? Yeah. Unbelievable. What? Vivian, you're asking Ben to pay you money so that you can start a new life with the man you cheated with. Do you hear how ridiculous that sounds? I mean, I just thought that's how it worked, that the woman gets support. No, that's not how it works. And even if it did, do you seriously think Ben would just accept that? I don't know. I just don't want to struggle financially. Vivian, listen to me. This isn't about you struggling financially. It's about consequences. Actions have consequences. You made a choice, and now you have to live with it. You can't just expect Ben to finance your new life. But I really thought I'd still be entitled to something. You're not. If anything, Ben could sue you for damages. He could demand financial compensation for emotional distress. What? Yeah, if he wanted, he could sue you. And if the court sides with him, you might end up paying him instead of the other way around. That's insane. No, what's insane is thinking you deserve alimony after breaking your marriage. I didn't think it would be like this. Vivian, I think you need to take a step back and really think about what you're asking for. I guess. I just thought things would work out in my favor. Well, they won't. You made a choice. Now you have to deal with the consequences. I don't know what to do now. Find a good lawyer and prepare yourself, because this divorce isn't going to go the way you thought it would. Kara, what am I going to do? This is a nightmare. I didn't know I'd have to pay alimony. Yeah, I kind of figured you didn't. I mean, isn't that something only guys pay? Like the husband supports the wife after the divorce. That's how it works, right? No, Vivian, that's not how it works. It's 2025, not the 1950s. Alimony isn't about gender. It's about who's responsible for the marriage ending. And in this case, that's you. This can't be happening. I thought I'd be the one getting paid, not the other way around. Yeah, because screaming for a divorce after cheating on your husband is such a winning strategy. I didn't think it through, okay? I was angry. Ben was yelling at me. What was I supposed to do? Just stand there and let him tear me apart? Honestly, yeah. You kind of should have. You betrayed him, Vivian. He had every right to be furious. What did you expect? That he'd just shrug and say, oh, well, no big deal? I know I screwed up. But he was constantly losing it. He was yelling, crying. He even called me disgusting. Do you have any idea how humiliating that was? Vivian, seriously? You're upset because he made you feel bad? What about how you made him feel? You shattered his trust. You took the life you were building together and set it on fire. Did you really think there wouldn't be consequences? I didn't think it would be like this. I thought maybe we'd fight, he'd cool down, and we'd work through it. I never imagined it would actually lead to divorce. Well, it did, and you're the one who pushed it there. But what if I take it back? If I say I don't want the divorce anymore, maybe we can stop everything, right? It doesn't work like that. You can't just hit rewind. If you're the one at fault, you don't get to change your mind when things get tough. And let's be honest, do you really think Ben wants to fix things after what you did? I don't know. I thought maybe, deep down, he still loves me enough to try. I'm not sure love works like that after betrayal. And if he's serious about leaving, there's nothing you can do to stop him. But I didn't mean it. When I screamed that I wanted a divorce, I wasn't thinking straight. I was just lashing out. I thought I had the upper hand. I thought I'd be walking away with alimony, not a bill. Wow, you really didn't think this through, did you? I didn't think I needed to. I mean, I'm the wife. Doesn't that mean I'm supposed to be the one who gets support? No, you cheated, Vivian. Cheaters don't get rewarded. They pay. And the worst part, you didn't just ruin your marriage, you blew up your entire life. I didn't mean to ruin everything. Intentions don't matter, actions do. I can't believe this is happening. And now that Ben's left, I don't even know where he is. You think he's coming back? I thought he would. I thought he just needed some time to cool off. But it's been over a day and I haven't heard from him. He's probably at his parents' place. If he's at his parents' house, then they already know. No, oh, no way. Vivian, be real. You think his mother, would keep quiet about something like this? You know she's probably already called half the family, and I wouldn't be surprised if your parents are next. Oh my God, if my parents find out, oh, Cara, they'll kill me. Yeah, well, maybe you should have thought of that before you blew up your marriage. I can't believe this. I have to do something. There has to be a way to fix this. What if I get a lawyer, a really good one? A lawyer can't perform miracles. This isn't some legal loophole you can wiggle through. You cheated. The law is pretty clear on that. But I already told my boyfriend he wouldn't have to worry about anything. I promised him Ben would be the one paying. If it turns out I have to pay, and a lot, he's going to freak out. Wait, you already told him he wouldn't have to pay anything? Yeah. Oh, Vivian, that was stupid. I didn't know, okay? I thought it was a sure thing. Well, it's not. And you know what's worse? Ben can also sue your boyfriend for damages. What? He can sue him. Your affair caused emotional and financial harm. The law allows Ben to go after both of you. No. This can't be real. He can't do that. He absolutely can. How much are we even talking about? I mean, it can't be that much, right? Depending on the circumstances, somewhere between 20 and 30,000. 30 grand? Each. Each? You mean my boyfriend has to pay 30,000 too? Yeah, welcome to reality. He's going to lose it. We don't have that kind of money. Yeah, well, should have thought of that before you cheated. But if we split it, it's only 15,000 each. That's still doable if we cancel the honeymoon. Hold on. What did you just say? If we cancel the honeymoon, we can cover it. Vivian, it's not 30,000 combined. It's 30,000 each. You owe 30,000 and he owes 30,000. No way. That's insane. That's how it works, and it gets worse. How could it possibly get worse? Your boyfriend is married, right? Yeah, why? If his wife finds out, and trust me, she probably will, she can sue both of you too. What? You heard me. Another 30,000 each. No way. That's $60,000. I don't have that kind of money. Not my problem. I'm just a part-timer. What happens if I can't pay? If you can't pay, the court can garnish your wages. Every paycheck you get, it'll go straight to them. No. There has to be a way out. Your boss is a lawyer. Can't he fix this? Vivian, no lawyer can make this disappear. But there has to be someone who's never lost a case. This isn't a TV show. There's no magic lawyer who can clean up your mess. You did this to yourself. Why is this happening to me? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because you cheated on your husband and then acted like you were the victim. You're supposed to help me. You're my friend. I am helping you. I'm telling you the truth. Forget it. I'll find my own lawyer, someone who actually knows what they're doing. You're useless, Cara. Don't ever contact me again. Vivian, wait. Goodbye, Cara. Unbelievable.
Cara, it's been a while. It's Ben.
Wait, Ben? Are you okay? I've heard a lot from Vivian, but are you really all right?
First off, I just want to apologize for all the trouble that Vivian caused you. I've heard she really made a mess of things over there, and I just feel terrible about it. But anyway, I'm relieved to say that things with the divorce have finally settled down. It's been a long process, but it looks like we've reached a point where things are at least somewhat wrapped up for now.
I see. Well, that's good, I guess. It's a relief, but at the same time, I'm still not entirely sure what happened. So what happened after everything settled? If you don't want to go into too much detail, I completely understand, but I can't help but be curious. You've been through a lot, and I just want to know how you're holding up.
Honestly, I actually want to share the whole thing with you. I still can't believe Vivian turned out the way she did. I thought I knew her, you know? It's been one shock after another, one unbelievable moment after another. I really had no idea how much things had spiraled out of control.
What on earth did she do? I can't even imagine.
Well, here's where it all started. She actually showed up for the meeting we set up for the divorce proceedings, but you won't believe this. She brought the guy she's been seeing along with her. I had already invited Vivian's parents, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting it to be so tense. But she made it even worse by inviting the guy's parents and his wife to the meeting, too. And when we all sat down to talk, out of nowhere she turns to his wife and yells, "Why are you here, you homewrecker?"
Wait, what? The homewrecker was Vivian. How could she say something like that? Especially in front of everyone, including the lawyer.
Yeah, it was right there in front of the lawyer. And as if that wasn't enough, she went on to say, "Since you don't have a lawyer, you should leave too." Can you believe that?
What kind of reasoning is that? She's the one who's been messing around and she has the nerve to say something like that? Ugh, unreal.
Exactly. It was completely off the rails from the start, and things only got worse from there. I'm still in disbelief about it.
So what happened next? Did you manage to get anywhere with the actual discussion?
Well, once things settled down a little, we started talking about the divorce itself, dividing the assets, figuring out the alimony, all that. But then out of nowhere she says, "We both quit our jobs, so we can't pay any alimony."
Wait, they both quit their jobs? Both of them? Why on earth would they do that? What is the reasoning behind that?
Apparently Vivian had told them that if they couldn't afford to pay, the wages would be garnished, and I don't know how, but somehow they came to this wild conclusion that if there was no income, there would be nothing to garnish. So in their minds, if they didn't have jobs, they didn't have to pay anything. Can you even imagine?
That's the most ridiculous logic I have ever heard. So they quit their jobs because of that? That's insane. It sounds like something out of a bad comedy. They really did that?
I know, right? It's almost like they thought they could get away with anything. So then our lawyer had to step in and explain that the money would definitely be collected, whether through wage garnishment or another means. But then Vivian says, "Well, if you get a lawyer, could you at least wait until we get one to discuss the alimony? It's unfair that you have one and we don't." She also said, "If we do get a lawyer, can you reduce the alimony?"
Wait, what? She wants to get a lawyer, but then asks for a reduction in the alimony if they do? What's going on in her head? That's just baffling.
I don't even know. I really don't understand it myself. And to make matters worse, she started acting like my lawyer was the enemy, like we were on opposite sides. Right in front of our lawyer, she says, "I'll pay double what Ben will pay if you come over to our side." I'm just sitting there completely dumbfounded. Our lawyer was so embarrassed that he just gave a half smile, but I couldn't stop thinking, how did I end up married to someone like this?
Wow, that sounds like a nightmare. I can't even begin to imagine how embarrassing that must have been for you. So what happened after that? Was the meeting just over after she made such a scene?
It was definitely a turning point. At that point, Vivian's parents had to intervene and pretty much shut her and the guy up. Once that happened, things started moving along a lot more smoothly, surprisingly. Vivian's parents agreed to cover the alimony for now, and Vivian would pay them back once she finds work again. For the guy, well, they decided to sell everything he owned, his house, his car, all his personal belongings, and use the money to cover the alimony. They even promised to handle the child support. Finally, I got her to sign the divorce papers.
So it seems like everything eventually worked out, though it's hard to say if it was for the best. Sounds like a relief, but I can't imagine how mentally exhausting all of this must have been.
I'm completely drained. Physically, I feel like I ran a marathon, but mentally, I feel like I've been through some kind of war. I swear, it felt like I was talking to an alien half the time. I don't even know how to explain it. I just want to forget all of it for a while.
So now that things are finally wrapped up, what's next for you? Are you planning on staying in the same place, or are you going to move out?
No, I'm definitely moving out. The apartment is too big for just me, and honestly, I don't feel safe anymore. I'm worried that Vivian might start stalking me, so I've even requested a transfer at work to make sure I'm away from everything.
What a disaster. I'm really sorry things turned out like this. I'm just trying to understand how she ended up like that. How could she go from being someone you could trust to this?
I don't know. It's like infidelity just drove her completely crazy. It's been a real eye-opener for me. Anyway, I've decided that I need to take some time for myself just to rest and recover from everything that's happened. I really appreciate you listening to all of this. I don't think I could have made it through without people like you to talk to.
Of course, I'm happy to listen. Honestly, I was really concerned about you. You should absolutely take some time to rest and get your mind and body back in order. You've been through so much and you need that time to heal.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. Anyway, I have to get going. I still have a lot of moving to do, and I've got a few other things to take care of.
All right, well, take care of yourself. We'll talk again soon. I'm here if you need anything.
Thanks again, Cara. I'll keep in touch. Take care.
Afterwards, Ben was transferred to a branch outside the state and had to move. It was a significant change for him as everything in his life seemed to shift, and he was left to navigate a new environment, new colleagues, and a whole new way of living. Moving wasn't easy, especially when you had so much to leave behind. He couldn't help but feel a strange sense of relief as he packed his things, knowing that the physical distance would somehow lessen the emotional one. Meanwhile, Vivian stayed behind. She returned to her family's house to live under their watchful eyes, a decision that made Ben feel a little uneasy, though he couldn't pinpoint exactly why. The family dynamic was complicated, and Vivian's debts had piled up. Her sense of responsibility for them was overwhelming, and the pressure to repay everything seemed unbearable. Still, she didn't want to burden her parents more than she already had. She quietly tried to mend the mess she created, taking on odd jobs and working tirelessly to reduce the debt. But her life wasn't as simple as that. In the beginning, Ben didn't hear much about her. She was busy with her financial struggles and had her own battles to fight. But as time went on, he couldn't ignore the feeling that something wasn't right. He began to notice subtle signs that suggested Vivian wasn't moving on. Her messages started to appear at all hours of the day and night. Long, winding texts filled with details about her life, about what she was doing, how she was feeling, and how she couldn't quite shake the memories of what they had shared. At first, Ben thought it was just a moment of weakness, a lingering attachment that would eventually fade. But it didn't fade. Instead, it grew, intensifying with each passing day. He would hear from mutual acquaintances that Vivian had been asking about him, lingering in places where she knew he might be. It wasn't obvious, not at first, but it soon became undeniable. Vivian's life was spiraling into something that felt less like a person struggling to move forward and more like someone trapped in the past, unable or unwilling to let go. Ben had expected this. He knew her well enough to anticipate that she wouldn't simply walk away from everything they had been, especially given the depth of her emotions and her obsession with the idea of them together. And as much as he wanted to help her, to offer guidance or even comfort, he also realized that it was no longer his responsibility. He couldn't take that burden on his shoulders again, not after everything that had happened between them. So he did his best to keep his distance, to ignore the signs that she was beginning to cross boundaries that should never have been crossed. But Vivian didn't seem to understand. The more Ben pulled away, the more she seemed to be drawn toward him. It wasn't enough to send a few messages. She began showing up uninvited at places he frequented, trying to find him, hoping to see him again, even if just for a fleeting moment. She would wait around outside the places he worked, hoping he might accidentally pass by. And when he didn't, she would simply wait longer, her patience unyielding. It all came to a head one night when Vivian made her most drastic move yet. She snuck into the apartment building they had once shared, the one where they had spent so many nights talking, laughing, fighting, and growing together. Ben had long since moved out, but the memories lingered in the halls, the walls, and in every corner. Vivian couldn't let go of that space, couldn't let go of the idea of what their life could have been had things gone differently. That night, as the moon cast a pale glow over the city, she made her way to the entrance of the building, hoping to find a way inside. She knew it was wrong, knew she had no business being there, but the urge was too strong. She couldn't stop herself. She was lost in a world of her own making, unable to break free from the pull of the past. However, what she didn't expect was that someone would notice. Someone had seen her standing by the door, her presence an unsettling anomaly in the quiet night. A neighbor, someone who had no idea who she was or what she was doing, had recognized her from past interactions and called the police. By the time Vivian had gotten close enough to the entrance to try and make her way in, the flashing lights of a squad car were already approaching, the sound of sirens piercing the air. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.